And so like I finished my session and I went up to him and there was a bar literally across the street. It was great. And so I'm like, let's go, man. So we went to the bar, got a drink, sat together at the bar, and he started telling me about when he first left. You know, when I first left the studio with the tattoo, I had planned to take my own life that night. Yeah. And something told me not to do it. I go to work the next day, and there's like, he worked like at an army base or something, and there was like a bunch of like his buddies like swarming around a phone. And he was like, oh, what are they watching? So he went over there, and they were watching the video of his tattoo. And so he tells them it's his, and they're like, oh my God. So they think like he's the coolest motherfucker ever. Like he felt maybe seen in that moment. Yeah. He's like, I'm like going out, and like girls are like commenting on it, and they're talking to me, and I'm dating. And he's like, so it was hard to track you down because the studio was closed. Yeah. He's like, I'll be honest, I couldn't remember your name. And he's like, and I wanted to not only buy you a drink, but to tell you thank you for saving my life.
I need everyone's attention.
Attention!
There's this new company I want to tell you guys about. It's called
Tay2.
Just when you thought I was about to hit you with Tay 1.
We hit you with Tay2, dog.
That's right. It's a new aftercare company. They make a variety of products. Some would say all your aftercare needs. First, the adhesive healing bandage. Show them what we got, Alex.
Next.
Show them, no. Show them the adhesive.
This is the adhesive healing bandage.
Pretty sick. What's it for, Alex?
Adhesive healing.
Secondly, we have the foam healing soap. What do you think, Alex?
Wow, I feel so clean now.
Nice. We have this pen thing. Moisturizer spray that helps with
itching, infection,
swelling, and redness. Maybe you like spraying things.
Boy, oh boy, do I feel moisturized.
Then this is the product for you. With this quality of product, it's probably crazy expensive.
Gee, Willikers, this is a lot of money.
Says the poor. But with our discount code, Unemployable, you can get 15% off all these products right now.
Say what?
Do you guys know about KINGPIN Tattoo Supply? I don't know about you, but I'm ordering products every week from this company, that company. I got 1 million boxes coming. I don't want to deal with any of that. This place is a one-stop shop. I do not go anywhere else. I go to KINGPIN. I order all my things. It comes in one box. I have everything I need to tattoo. It is the best. This is where you guys need to go. I can do you one better. If you use code CAMSUCKS, you get 20% off. There you go. What more do you need? Go there now. Bye.
Thank you guys for joining us on today's episode of
Have you guys heard about BOOKEDIN? Well, let me tell you. BOOKEDIN gives you your time back, allows you to focus on your clients and not your schedule. Also allows you to manage your time better. The app is very reliable, secure, and well-maintained. No clunkiness or glitchy settings. It gives you peace of mind knowing your business and clients are in good hands. For me, this is an amazing tool. I do not like wasting time. I want peace of mind. I don't want double bookings. I want something that takes care of all that for me. BOOKEDIN is the place. And now if you use code CASAL, you get 75% off for 3 months. Check it out. Welcome back to the Unemployable Podcast. We have Quin Hernandez with us. And what was your name again? Joe? Joe joining us for the first time. Happy to be here. So, Quin, where are you coming from?
Man, I live in Texas. I live in Texas. The town is called Texarkana, and it's Arkansas-Texas border. So it's a little border town there, yeah.
Born and raised?
No, man, no. I moved there in August of 2000, so it's about to be, it's 24 years. Dang. It's probably 24 years, like last week or something, but I was born and raised in Mexico.
Cool.
Yeah, I was born and raised like 2 hours from Mexico City. My whole family's from there. And I had family in Texas already. So my mom's side of the family immigrated here a long time ago. And so we'd come and visit. And I mean, where I'm from, it's beautiful. It's pretty. It's amazing. But we came here, man. We were like, this is dope. We kind of like it here. So it's my dad, mom. I have a sister that's 2 years younger than I am, or 3. Yeah, 2 years younger than I am, and a 25-year-old brother, so 10 years younger than I am.
She's watching, so get that age right.
So she's there, yeah, right? Like, I forgot her birthday already. But
my favorite sister.
My favorite sister. And all the, she was left behind. No, but so 5 of us, man, we came up here and stayed with family for a while, and then started carving our own path. And
How old were you when you came over?
I was 12.
12.
11 or 12, like almost 12 years old. So yeah, it was a shock, cultural
was it a rough
shock.
transition?
For me, it was. Yeah, I mean, I'm the eldest, so I was already at that age where, I mean, at 11 or 12, man, you're kind of starting to, you have like a good set of friends. You have like your little crushes and the sports and hobbies that you're into with the people you grow up around. And for me, it was really rough. For my sister, it was a little bit easier. For my little brother, he was 2. So he's basically from here. He's basically from here. And man, so moved to Texarkana, lived there, went to school there, pretty much grew up there. And when I started tattooing, there was like no future there for me at all. And I was like, I got to go somewhere. Like it's just a small town. The industry was, I mean, basically non-existent. It's actually pretty good now because it's grown. And but there was just no way for me there to make it, I guess. Yeah. So I was like, man, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. So I went to Dallas.
Okay.
So moved to Dallas, and that's.
But you started tattooing
in Texarkana. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
knowing
2
that
years.
There might not be a future.
2 years. I didn't know anything about it, man. Honestly, I didn't really want a tattoo. I mean, I didn't like it. It wasn't really like appealing to me.
Why did you choose it?
Honestly, man, it just fell on my lap. Like, it was like literally just, I had nothing going on. I was going through a pretty major depression at the time. Right. And I had been serving tables for like 7 years. And I thought I was prepared. Y'all definitely will do it. But I was prepared to serve tables for my whole life. I had already made that up in my mind that I was like, I'll just be a server my whole life. Right. And I was okay with that. I worked with a lot of older people that had been doing that their whole lives. And I was like, I guess this is my life. Yeah. And but I've always drawn and been, in the arts, thanks to my grandmother. She was an art teacher. Yeah. And so that kind of opened the door for me to draw a tattoo for a friend. Then she went and got it tattooed.
Who gave you your first opportunity there?
Where she went and got that tattoo done, she would come in and sit with me, and like I'll give her free alcohol, and so we'd chop it up. And so she was a good friend. So she went and got tattooed, came back like a week later. It's like, look, I got the tattoo done. And I thought and
this was the one you drew.
I drew it up for her, and it was like like a weird peacock thing. Which is crazy because I didn't know anything about drawing for a tattoo. I just did a drawing period, and she got it tattooed. And she came and showed it to me. And even though I thought it was super cool that she got it tattooed, like not once did I think I can do that. Right. That never happened. I just said, oh, cool and interesting. She was like, my artist said that you need to hit him up and get in touch with him. He thinks you would be a great tattoo artist. And I didn't. And I didn't. I was like, nah, I'm good. Whatever. I didn't have any tattoos.
No interest.
No, I didn't have any tattoos. In my culture, it's also not very, it's still not very common. So at the time, it was definitely like, if I thought of me getting a tattoo, I mean, it was like, no, there's no way I'd ever do that. Right. And every tattoo I had ever seen was just ugly as fuck. Like, honestly, just the ugliest markings on your bodies that I was like, why do people like this? And so I said no, and he ended up hitting me up. The artist did.
Right,
and so
he was relentless.
Yeah. And
he's
so
like, I'm like that fucking peacock, boy.
Yeah. Did he do it justice? Like, did it look good? Be like, shit, it looks pretty good.
Nah, not really. Right. But if you had never seen I had never actually seen a tattoo up close. So you don't know if it's good or bad. Yeah. You don't notice the things that you and I would notice now if it's a bad tattoo.
Is he more of like an old school artist kind of thing, or?
Yeah, I mean, just a scratcher, really. I mean, they had it was a very bad environment I ended up in, to be honest. Sure. But
was it an actual shop?
It was an actual shop, in a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, he turned a Mexican
so you guys were
restaurant.
fed.
Yeah. And he lived in the back where
Tats
the
and
kitchen
tacos.
was. Hell yeah, he lived in the back, like where the
Wait,
kitchen
wait,
was.
so
It was
wait,
crazy,
bring me
bro.
back because I
It was
love a
crazy.
good story.
Yeah.
So he hit you up.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
Well, I said no because I just had like no interest in it.
Yeah.
And so I said no, I think 3 times over the course of a year.
So he pursued.
So he'd hit for a whole year. He was after it. And finally, a year later, I'm still serving tables. I'm still broke as fuck.
Yeah.
I still have like nothing going on. I'm a year older. And then I'm really like rock bottom because I wasn't even drawn anymore. Like the one thing that ever brought joy to me that I could go to or turn to, I was not doing anymore. Because he was more sad to me that I had a talent or a skill that I couldn't apply to anything. So if it just caused more sadness in me that I couldn't utilize it.
Right.
So I was like, I'm just going to stop doing it because it's making me sadder than it is
It's
happier.
Like wasted.
And so that just brought on like this pretty bad state of mind, dude. And I was in a dark place, and then he hit me up one more time.
Right.
And he said, "This is the last time I'm doing this shit." And so I thought, oh man, like I need to seek counsel. So I asked like my now wife. I asked her, I asked my sister, and then I asked my family, and to see what they thought, because I've always been the son that like seeks to please like my parents, right, to like like appease them like at the time. And so I was like, if they say no, like I'm never doing this. I'm not gonna pursue this. And I don't know, man. I had a lot of support, a lot of like positive feedback
yes? From your family.
Yeah, my dad, dude. My dad,
You're
who
like,
is like,
fuck.
yeah, it was. I know. I was
That's surprising,
Dad,
especially in a Latino household.
I was like, are you
It's
sure,
like-
Dad? Nah, but it was weird, man. The way it happened. I called him. I told him what was going on, and I said, if you tell me no, I'll never talk to this guy ever again.
Right.
And my dad's cool, man. He said, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions, and I think he was aware of like what I was going through also. Yeah. And so he said, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. Can you see yourself doing this, like as a job? And I said yes, but just because I wanted to do something different. So I was like, yeah, I think so. And he said, well, okay, so do you see yourself giving everything you got to this and fully pursuing it? And I think what he wanted was for me to find something to put a lot of effort in,
right,
something to chase, something to love, regardless of what it was. So I think that's cool that he threw out any maybe misconceptions or thoughts that he would have had, and put the other side first to see how I would respond. And I said yes, and he said fucking go for it. And I was like, are you serious? He said yes. So I hit the dude up, and I said, all right, man, I'll come in. So I went in, and 2 weeks later I was tattooing.
2
Prodigy.
weeks.
No, not at all. Okay, no, but it was one of those things that you.
What was day one?
Dude,
like,
you can look.
Yeah.
I look back and I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? Because I really don't know. So like day one of my apprenticeship was watching him tattoo a friend of mine for 2 hours, and we didn't talk about it.
He was a friend of yours?
Oh, like he was tattooing a friend of mine, so it was like, well, you know him, come in and watch me tattoo. But we didn't talk about the tattoo at all. We just gossiped and talked shit about everybody in town for 2 hours, pretty much. Like, just bullshit for 2 hours. So
well,
I left.
That's a shop. Part of
So I left, and I'm like, what? What just happened? Like, I don't think I even like glanced at the tattoo at all.
Right.
So
and
a week
like,
later.
What do you even know what to look for?
Yeah, I know. No, exactly. I mean, it was just like, to me, it was like, oh, wow, a big tiger on this dude's back. And it was, if you would look at it now, I mean, it's not the greatest tattoo ever. And so
it's big.
Yeah, it's just big. So that's like shocking to me. Like, oh my God, this guy's being a back piece. So I thought it was cool, but I didn't learn anything. Right. A week later, I go back. Same thing, same client. A week later, watching tattoo on his back again, 2 hours. Doing the same thing, and then I left, and then that evening,
same tiger,
gossip, talking shit.
Yeah, same 2 hours, literally 2 hour session, and I left, and he hit me up, and he said, "Are you ready?" And I said, I was like,
to talk more shit.
Awesome, I said, "Ready to do what?"
Yeah,
and he said, "Ready to tattoo." And
no.
dude, that was my first time in a shop, my first time meeting a tattoo artist, my first time seeing a tattoo, bro. It was insane. And so I had just started watching what was the first tattoo show with
Miami Ink?
And Miami Ink. So I had just started watching that,
right?
Just for the art aspect of it, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah,
and I was like, I knew enough to where I had heard the word apprentice and apprenticeship, and it was like that Asian guy that was the apprentice
Right.
there. Remember
Yoshi?
him?
Yoshi?
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Oh, that's
Yoshi,
right.
yeah,
did
he
pass
passed away, but he was the apprentice. So I remember like what he had to go through to be a tattoo artist. And I said, so I don't know much about tattooing, but I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to have an apprenticeship. It's almost like I was like, am I supposed to have an apprenticeship? Am I supposed to do this? Like, isn't this how it's supposed to go? So I said like something like that, asking questions. And he said, I'm not wasting my fucking time. And I don't want you to waste yours. So you either got it or you don't. And he said, you need to come in with somebody to tattoo them on your next day off. Yeah, and so I went into work.
That guy's awesome.
I mean, he makes a point.
Yeah, I mean, he had a point. And so I was like, look, I either got it or I don't. I don't have all the time in the world. So yeah, maybe I need to just fucking do it. So a guy that I worked with, Bob, like awesome guy. He was a bartender. I was the bar back. Yeah. And when we would open, he didn't have his tattoos covered. So I never knew he had tattoos because I only ever saw him after when he had like bands, like sweatbands to cover him. So I saw his tattoos, and I told him what was going on. And I said, Bob, dude, guess what's happening? Like, I might become a tattoo artist. I need somebody to tattoo on. Would you want a tattoo? $10. That's what I was told. Yeah. And so he's like, fuck yes, I want a $10 tattoo. No questions asked. And so I picked, like, the design. It was like a skull.
Was it flash?
Star. Yeah, but it was black and gray. So it had, like, shading and line work. Nice. So it was a skull, like, crossbones, and a star in the side socket. And I was like, this is something that I would draw on paper. I've always drawn like charcoal and graphite. That's it. I never painted, nothing like that. So he came in on Sunday. I got the. I actually didn't do shit because I didn't know how to do shit. So somebody printed the stencil for me. Somebody made the stencil for me. A girl that worked there ended up having to help me do the setup because I didn't know how. Right. And she was just highly annoyed. I mean, dude, I'm like asking for everything to be done, and she keeps getting up out of her couch to do it for me.
Was this not the way for them? Were you like, yo, did you guys have to
I don't know. I didn't even think to ask. And so I'm like, just like in this, like, I'm like shaking, you know, the shakes you get.
Yeah.
So I'm like just shaking, like, what the fuck is happening? And hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? She kept like, and I would get up and do it and then go sit back down. And I'm like, I hate to bother you. Yeah. But I said,
shit.
Where was dude?
And so I said,
where was your main boy?
Outside, smoking cigarettes, drinking Red Bulls. Yeah. I could see into the window and I'm like, help.
He was doing his job.
So I said, I told her, I said, I don't know what you guys think I know, but it's nothing. I don't know anything. So I really need you to help me set up like I bet you I called it a gun. I don't know. Yeah. I bet I did. I don't know. So I was like, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. So she did everything for me. She put the stencil on for him and then told me how it would be best for me to tattoo him. It was on his calf. And she sat back down, dude. He put his headphones in, started playing a video game, and I was just like on my own, like nobody around me, like no guidance, nothing. Me and God, dude, tattoo gods. I must have been there, man, because the way I approached this was I enjoy drawing with just ballpoint pens, not like actual pens for drawing, just like the regular big pens. They're awesome. And so I really enjoy drawing with those on paper. And it's all pressure based. It's all the same movements. And I don't know why, man, I had like this thought like out of nowhere that was like, it might be pressure based. Try building something up with the needle. So I turned it on. I kind of got a feel for it, turned it off, like looked at it, like just trying to learn this tool like in a second.
With no guidance
whatsoever. Man, nobody was there. It was just me. So I like, there was the foot pedals. I'm like, okay, turn it on, turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I got this. Yeah, like I sucked some ink in there. I was holding it like this. Like,
just bare con.
Bro,
needle
like
just sticking out like 6 inches.
She probably fucked you up. She hung the needle on purpose.
Listen, man, it was insane. I'm like, I'm like just visibly shaking. I keep looking over because I'm embarrassed as fuck. And so she's just on her computer, man, just like doing her thing.
You're like
nobody cared about Bob or me. So I'm like, Jesus, dude. Poor Bob. And so, dude, I was like, I just need to start. I need to make contact to see what happens. So I like, literally, bro, like most new tattoo artists do that. They're like, you see the ink and then like they never touch the skin. They just see the ink. So that happened. And so I'm like, okay, a little more and a little more. And then I started seeing how it was like my thought was correct, that it was pressure based.
Right.
And so I started just
Going in,
dude. And so I started like, I was afraid of doing lines.
Yeah.
And so I started like sculpting the lines, which is still something I do to this day, because I don't know, I'm not good at line work, but I'll do a very good line by sculpting the line. And so I started doing the line. I finished the line. Nobody ever came in. And then I switched to, it was coils. So I had one like 5 or 7 liner and then 1 7 mag. That was it.
Right.
And so then I switched to the other one that was a mag. And then I just started doing the same thing. Like, you know, just awkward movements, but like just trying to build it up.
Yeah.
And it took me 2 hours. And dude, I'm telling you, if I saw that tattoo be done at my studio now, I'd be happy. I'd be like, I'm glad you guys didn't fuck this person up. It was a good tattoo, man. Like, it was 2-hour tattoo that should take like 30 minutes. Yeah. But I mean, I took my time on it. I built up all the shit, like the shading, the line work was there. There was solid black. Dude, I don't know, man. It was like insane that how it happened. So I'm like, hey, Bob, I think I'm done. Let's go check. Because I don't know if I'm done. And buy me something else. And so I go outside. There was like maybe 5 people gathered around the studio, the shop. And I go, hey, man, I think I'm done. Can you check it out and let me know what I need to do?
As fuck?
I was like really trying to get approval from these people here.
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted to do a good job for them. And so he looked at it and he just blurted out like a bunch of cuss words, like just cussing me out pretty much, like looking at the tattoo, but like, you motherfucker, like you didn't do this shit, like blah blah blah. And so the girl that was there, that helped me set up, was there as well outside. And so she looked at it and she, like, her expression was like, oh my God, like how can you do that? And I've been tattooing 4 years and I can't do something like that.
Oh, okay.
And so everybody was like pissed that I did a good tattoo. Like, everybody was just like,
So they were saying that it was good, but they were upset?
they never said it was good. They
This
just like,
motherfucker
they
just
just
came
cussed me
in.
out for like doing a good tattoo. Like, they were like upset that I guess I did a good tattoo, like my first tattoo.
Right.
So
I'd be pissed.
it was weird, man. It was not like a very like.
How did you feel?
Embarrassed. I felt embarrassed. I felt like out of place.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, at the time I was like into working out. So I'm like, just this mask, like big and like tight shirts and tight jeans. I did not fit in there at all.
Right.
I didn't have any tattoos. I had like this crazy hairdo. So I'm like just out of my element. Like, I'm not supposed to be there.
Right.
And then to have people that are like, you know, to me, they were like
Validating
good
those
tattoo
feelings.
artists, and I wanted to like get like a good reaction from them, and that's what I get. I was like, I just didn't like it at all, man. I was like, oh man, like this is, I don't know how I feel about this. And so he said right then and there, you have the job if you want it. And I'm like,
Weird. Okay.
what does that mean exactly? Like, you know, I was like, okay, so like, what does that entail? He's like, you just come in when you can and tattoo people. Right. And I'm like, Jesus, like just like that. And so I went home, told my family what happened, and they still didn't. It's not like they instantly knew about the tattoo world or industry. Yeah. So to them, it was confusing. It was like, okay, how are you gonna handle this with school and work? And I was like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. So I was doing school, working at the restaurant, and then going in on my days off or my free time to tattoo people.
How many days a week do you think you were in?
I was probably going in at first just on Sundays, because that's the restaurant closed on Sundays. So it was just Sundays. And then it was like 2 or 3 days a week. Right. And then 2 months in, I really did fall in love with it, man. It took 2 months for me to be like, I feel like I can do this. Yeah. I feel like I can be good at this. And so
You're doing your own setups and stuff?
Yeah. which basically meant setting up on wood surfaces, and I would use my trash can. I had those trash cans where you wave your hand and they open. Yeah. So I would use that as an armrest. Okay. And so when I had to like throw my towels away, I would tell my client to raise their hands and I would wave it open. I would chunk it in there.
All right, go back to armrest.
Yeah, and then I would just like put that shit back on there. It was not covered, by the way. And so it was just like, that's what I knew and that's what they knew, obviously. Yeah. So there wasn't anybody to tell me that I was doing it wrong or anything like that. So, but either way, 2 months in, I liked it. I liked the process. I liked the fact that I could be there drawing or whatever. You know, it became a little appealing to me. And so I quit my job 2 months in, dropped out of school 6 months in. But by the way, that first tattoo was the only good tattoo I did for those whole 6 months.
Beginner's luck.
I went back the second time thinking like,
I got this.
Like give me the key to the city, you know, like I'm ready. And man, it was bad. I mean, I was slicing people open. Like it was just like a very stressful, like horrific experience to do this to people.
Yeah.
And get paid for it, and nobody say anything about it, and you know, no guidance, no helpful critique, nothing. So it was just like not what I would want most people to experience, you know. So yeah, man, I did that for a year in that studio, but from 6 months to a year, I literally got to where I was doing probably the best black and gray in the area. And that's not saying much because there wasn't many artists there, but in that 6 months, I kind of put myself through like my own
Apprenticeship.
my own apprenticeship, my own school, learning and trying to mimic what I was seeing on Instagram. So
What year was that?
So that was my first.
I mean, like what?
2012.
Oh, 2012.
2012. So I've been tattooing 14 years. Nice. Yeah, or 2011. I don't know. It's gonna be 14 years this year.
Cool.
Yeah, and so in October.
Did you do anything to kind of educate yourself?
Yeah,
like
man.
go on YouTube or
yeah, so
watch
that's what I
videos?
speak about a lot. Like I've started getting into the teaching side of tattooing, and I really enjoy it. I feel like I am a good teacher, and I talk about that a lot and my process of how I learned. And so thanks to Instagram was what helped me start evolving, because I was kind of late to the game. I was, you know, when a new app comes out, there's the people that jump right on it, and there's the people that are like, I don't want to be a fucking sheep. Like, I'm not going to get that app. I was that. I was that until I had to. And so I got on Instagram, and I mean, I found kind of like how Jesse was talking about earlier about like the people that were famous at the time. That's the first I ever saw black and gray realism, and I had never seen this. I had only seen what was being done at the studio, at the shop. That's what I knew about tattooing. And I was like, I don't like this, but if this is gonna like make me money, and I was hoping that it would make enough to put myself through art school. I was like, then this is it.
Yeah, dude, the exposure that fucking Instagram
it was instant.
gave to the industry was insane.
It was insane, man. So that's, you know, I found Carlos Torres and Daniel Rocha and Nico and, like, you know, just all the people that were very big with Sullen at the time specifically.
Yeah.
You know, I found Sullen, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane. So when I saw the direct link between my drawings on paper to what they were doing on skin, I was like, oh, that's there.
Right, because in the beginning, it's like, oh, I'm going to be limited by the skin.
Exactly.
Right.
So there was
wait,
no link.
No limitation?
Yeah, exactly. There was no like direct link. So in my mind, I was like drawing and doing my realism portraits on the side, and then just slicing people open with like initials on like on my job. So I'm like, I'll do this, I guess. You know, it's good money, I guess. It wasn't even that great, but it was better than serving.
Right.
And so I'm like, when I saw that direct link between the two, that's when I'm an obsessive person. Like once I like want to learn something or get good at something, I'll obsess.
Right.
Like unhealthy obsession. And so I would just screenshot. There was no video back then. There was just pictures. Right. So no video, no seminars, no anything really, man. Just pictures. And so I would screenshot, and then I would just be in my room. Yeah, in my bed, dude. Like just like late at night, zooming in here, and then going in the next day and asking a friend or what they would call shop rats, you know, because they're just there all day. And so I would just ask them, like, can I try this on you? And so I would print the tattoo out, not even like try and stencil or draw it. I would just print the picture of the tattoo, and then stencil it so it'd be all wonky and warped. Because I would just stencil that. And then just try it.
Hell yeah.
And fail. Until I started like hitting the target in little areas here and there.
Right, like it wouldn't be the whole picture. It'd be like, yo, I got the
I knew
bottom
that
lip pretty
yes,
good.
Yes.
You're like, okay, like that cheek's pretty smooth.
Yeah. So from very early on, I was trying to copy those effects, whether it was a sharp edge or a soft edge or saturation. I mean, I was full on like trying to copy these tattoos. Yeah. And I lasted there about a year, and it was just not good for my growth anymore. Like I saw that nobody else had this same mindset. So I left, and I tattooed out of my apartment for 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I realized that tattooing was not for me. and that I started like looking for jobs, and I was like apologizing to my family, like all kinds of crazy shit. You know, I just didn't think it was gonna pan out.
Right.
And then a studio reached out to me. Yeah, and then just kind of put it out there like, hey, if you're ever looking, I don't know if they knew I left, maybe, but they were like, if you're ever looking for another spot, there's a spot here, let's chair for you if you would like to join the team.
Was that in Dallas?
That was in Texarkana. That was in where I'm from now, where I live now.
Okay.
And so I joined, and it was a way better environment. There was actually people there that I could learn from, but it was still very limited. So I lasted a year, and a year in, I'm like, the ceiling is very low here, and I knew that, and I gotta go somewhere else where I can just, just get past the limitations I was in, because I was making good money there at the time. 2 years in, I was already doing only black and gray.
Right.
Like I had actually found my specialty, like a year in, and so from a year to 2 years, I was able to better it.
Yeah.
And then I was making good money. I was living on my own. I was, having fun.
Bro, when that first happens, it's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah. And
you
so
feel like you cheated.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did feel that way.
And then you're like talking to your friends and your family. No one really understands it.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you fucking
Yeah, no,
mean?
there's-
like, you're just, what else are you doing?
Yeah.
You're like, nothing.
Exactly.
And it's chill. And I just talk shit.
I just draw. And,
Bro, yeah.
They're
And
grinding through 9 to 5s and stuff like that,
they're
and you're
miserable.
just off doing those.
it's
I draw.
yeah, you feel guilty almost, but
Yeah.
and not only did I not have like family or friends that I could like be like, well, what's happening? But because none of the artists were on the same journey, like they didn't have the same hunger or vision, I couldn't talk about this to them either.
Right.
If it did get brought up, it was like almost like you would get mocked that you actually have bigger dreams.
Yeah.
And so once I realized that, I was like, I gotta go. So yeah, man, I went to Dallas, and
How far was that from where you were?
3 hours.
Okay.
2.5.
Cool. So you started to branch out.
Yeah. So I wanted to go to California. I was like, I'm just gonna go for it, California. And I think I applied to Lowrider. I was like, Lowrider, dude, I gotta work at Lowrider, and nothing ever came back. So I was like, okay, what's next, Dallas? And so I ended up moving to Dallas within a month of me making this decision.
Okay.
Like literally
So you reached out
31
to a
days.
shop?
Yes, 31 days, literally to the day I was moving into my apartment in Dallas. And
Break your lease?
no, it just kind of happened
worked out that way.
perfectly, that it was like I actually was going to leave a little early, but I paid my roommates. Like, here's for the rest of the lease I'm leaving. And so I left, man. And,
You're like, my drawing job, I got it like
which was
your 9 to 5.
which, if you think of when like you think you had it like that,
Yeah.
if you had like $1,000 in your pocket, you thought you were rich. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
bro, and so I like, here you go, guys. I just threw the money on the table. And
Dude, if I like bought gas, lunch, dinner, and a pack of cigarettes,
pimp.
and I had money left over at the end of the day,
Winning.
bro,
Yeah, you were a
I was
pimp.
like, so this is what wealth feels like.
Generational wealth.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, my kids are gonna be set, bro, with that $13 I put in the
Oh, it was
savings.
nice, man. It was definitely nice. And so it was a lot for me to like leave that, because I was 24. I'm like partying hard. I like, knew the whole town. I like enjoyed my life there.
Yeah.
I was dating, and I was like, I'm leaving all of this, like girlfriend, job, family, house. I was prepared to leave everything behind and go start this new chapter. And
So that's the level, or that's like the amount of relationship you now developed with tattooing.
Yeah.
Like you loved it.
yeah,
You're all in.
yeah,
That's pretty
all
cool.
in, man, all in. Friends. I didn't know anybody in Dallas. It would have been
Yeah.
different if I would, hey, can I crash with you? I'm gonna move to Dallas. I mean, I knew nobody in Dallas. I had no friends, nothing. Just this
That's crazy.
Chair.
And, wait, how long had you been tattooing?
2 years
2
exactly.
years. So
Yeah.
2 years prior, you weren't even answering
No,
dude's phone calls.
no,
Now
not at
you're
all.
abandoning
and
your whole
depressed
life,
as fuck, dude. Like very
Yeah.
low. I mean, it was dark. It was a very dark period
You were
of my
happy
life.
at this time?
I was. At 2 years in Texarkana, living the way I was living,
Yeah.
having whatever I wanted, I could buy.
Yeah.
And again, that I was not making that much money.
Right.
But when you're 24,
Yeah, like what do you even want?
you know what I'm saying? So like I could buy everybody drinks at the bar.
Yeah.
That was my flex, and
Pay
so
for a car.
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
it. And
buy
so
like a video game or whatever.
yeah, I
feel
had
like-
everything.
I feel like most tattoo artists, I mean, obviously you can't speak for everybody, but I feel like tattooing at one point in your life or in your career forces you into that. like there's going to be a point where you're going to have to say fuck it and abandon everything and say I'm throwing myself into this 100%. I did the same thing. I dropped out of college. My family was like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? But you say, fuck all that. I'm going to go for it. And this is what I'm going to do. And we'll see what happens. But like tattooing, almost every artist that I know has had that point in their life, in their career, where they had to like really just, you know, go for it.
Balls
You know
to the
what I mean?
wall,
There's
yo.
no
Like,
like,
get
there's
rid
no
of the
turning
fucking
back.
safety net.
Right.
Yeah.
There is no safety net. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're just going to be out there and like,
Bro, I get so excited with the apprentices when they do that. Like when I hear they quit their job, I'm like, fuck yeah.
your soul is mine now.
You might end up homeless. You know? Yeah, but it's exciting because it's
You're
like,
excited for them because you know what it feels
forces
like.
right,
you-
because they're taking that step, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I see so many people too afraid to take that step, and it always feels like a half measure.
Right.
Like you're not going to see your full potential, you know? And I don't know, that's just my opinion. Maybe you can reach your full I don't think so. But,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But to see them like quit that job or like leave their parents' house or like move or
It's crazy.
drop out of school, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
One of my, you know, my cousin that's like the closest to me, who I've, you know, we grew up together, and I consider him like my brother, you know, because I
Yeah.
don't have a brother. But when I first moved down here, and because I just left the elevator business,
Right.
You know what I mean? It was a union job. I was getting paid
Security.
well, job security. It was benefits. It was all
Right.
that. And then, you know, when that thing happened and the economy was kind of bad and stuff, and everybody was laid off, I had the choice to either stick out this like rough period where it's like eventually work will start back up again and I'll be able to go back, or say fuck it, abandon it, and go back into tattooing full time, because I was already just doing that in my apartment. So like when I moved down here and I made that decision, again, no real support from my family. My mom thought I was crazy. My dad thought everybody was like, don't do it. You know what I mean? My cousin was like, dude, I'm so proud of you for doing that. He was just like, you had the courage to like follow your dream, and you know, regardless of how it turns out, man, you took that step and stuff. And like that meant a lot to me, which also kept me going through a lot of those periods where you're just kind of like wondering whether you made the right decision or not. You know?
Yeah, even if there's one person that can do that for you.
Yeah, it's a big
monumental.
deal. It's a big deal. Like the fact that you had your dad support you like
Yeah.
that, I think
I
is
had a
huge,
lot of
you know?
people, thankfully. Yeah, I had a lot of
Like
people.
I come from
in
a
my
Puerto
corner.
Rican family, and nobody was cool with it.
Yeah,
like they were all
absolutely.
like, "You're out of your mind."
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Everybody, like my family, was really big on like going to college, because a lot of our parents didn't. You know, they didn't get to go to college, so they're like, "You go to college and then
Right, have some security.
work in a
that.
job."
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. You know, and I just
We want you to be okay.
yeah. And I get that they were concerned and all that stuff, but I mean, like, I think as an artist, at some point you have to lose yourself in your art, you know. And I think by you kind of like taking that step to like, you know, I'm not really into this, I don't know what I'm doing and stuff like that, but you just like kind of, you were an artist because when you picked up that machine, that ability that's within you to create art kind of takes over. It's like, if you put a pencil in my hand, I can do a drawing. If you put a spray can in my hand,
Right.
I'll do something. It might not be as good as somebody who's been doing it for years,
Yeah.
but I can make an image
Right.
with anything. You know what I mean? I could take a knife and carve something into a piece of wood. I'm not a master wood carver, but I can make art with it. You know what I mean? And like, I think at some point
Yeah, so that was
that
just a
takes
tool
over, right? That instinct.
that I had at the time. Yeah, so
It's awesome.
What was it like when you got to Dallas?
horrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rewarded right away.
it
This
was-
was the right decision.
No, man, it was absolute, like, it was a nightmare.
You moved into the city of Dallas?
Yeah,
or the
dude, I was
proper-
like right by downtown, and I had $2,400 I had saved up, and like I said, I thought I was like,
balling.
Yeah.
bro, I'm about to go to Dallas and shut it down.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that
Take
was
over
2
this
months
thing.
rent.
Yeah.
Like and not even, because you have gas and groceries, so I couldn't even cover rent a month in, and so yeah, it was instant
So
regret.
you were at a shop.
It was instant regret. It was, and the shop was great. I really did enjoy it. The people there were immediate family, but it didn't have like a big walk-in, like a lot of walk-in traffic. And so I would just sit on my chair for, I think, man, I would do I would be there 7 days. Like, what do I need an off day for? So I would be there at my chair 7 days drawing with not a single tattoo. And then I'd get one that was like an $80 tattoo. So my $2,400 did not last long at all. And so next thing you know, I'm like back, depressed, scared, crying, calling my mom. Did I fuck up? Like, should I come home? She's like, yes. I'm like, no, mom, that's not what I need to hear.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it lasted a while. And I was just not making any money. And I had like this skill that I wanted to show off.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show people in Dallas, like, look what y'all can get for almost nothing. I'm ready. And it was just impossible, man. So I started literally giving it away, which is what I tell a lot of people. It's like, whether you can afford it or not, at some point you have to make a sacrifice. And that might mean sacrificing time, sacrificing income, time with family, or maybe leaving your hometown for a little bit to travel. Right. You have to sacrifice something.
Sanity, happiness,
luxury.
Yeah,
man. And so I started doing that. So what happened was, I remember when it first happened that I was like, okay, this is actually going to work out. There was a guy that came in and he wanted a soccer team logo, which was just black, just literally just line work and black on his calf.
Like silhouette.
Yeah. And so I asked him, I had it printed out, and then I was like, hey, man, how much time do you have today? He said, nothing. I don't have anything going on. Why? And I said, would you be open to me doing this tattoo like this? And I showed him like a black and gray realism piece of like tribal that was being shaded like it was concrete. Instead of being black, it was like concrete, like it was carved on your skin. And so I showed him that, and I said, can I do it like this? And he didn't say yes or no. He said, I'm not paying any more money. It was like $80 tattoo, man. It was crazy. And I'm like, I don't need more money. I just need your time. If you can sit here with me for however long I need to do this, you can have it for $80. And so I did it. And
was he happy about that?
Oh, dude, he was stoked. Like $80. And I did good. I at that point, man, I was already doing okay, like solid black and gray. It's going to stay. It's going to look good, whatever, It's not going to win awards, but it looks good.
Sure.
And so I finished it, took a good picture, and I sent him out into the world. Like, go shout it from the rooftops.
Please tell everyone. Don't tell him the price, but
exactly. I told him.
I paid $300.
I schooled him on it. I said, when people ask you how much, tell him it was this much.
Yeah.
And so he went, and I had a picture to post. Right. And so I posted that, and then slowly, man, I started having like a little bit of interest here and there, and I would do the same thing.
Right.
Like, man, you're about to get a hell of a deal. I just need your time. And I would just always begin with that. Can I have your time? Yeah. And then I would do a better black and gray piece. And it got better and better as we went, man. And from then on, man, it was just up, up, up. It was crazy.
Bro, and even doing something for free as opposed to sitting at the shop all day doing nothing feels so much better,
dude.
Bro. You feel like
you're actually doing something.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to do. Like, I just need to tattoo. And there might have been fake skin back then. I don't know. We didn't have that there. I never thought to buy that. And so I'm like, I just need to tattoo. I need bodies here. And so that's what I started doing. And, man, I couldn't afford food or gas. Like, all that, what little bit of money came from that was, like, to pay my apartment. And then whatever else I needed was I was borrowing from my now wife. I was borrowing money from her.
Yeah.
And I had dumped her, man. I was not with her. I left everything behind.
Right.
Left family. Yeah. Oh, I literally said, fuck you guys, I'm leaving. And then I'm like, can I borrow some money? And so I would get money that I needed for rent. Yeah. And it hurt, man. That was nobody wants to experience that. So I would eat once. I lived really close to the studio. So I would be like, I'll be right back, guys. And I would walk over to my apartment, and I would buy bags of cheese and then bags of tortillas, and I would just eat tortilla and cheese, like quesadillas. I would just make quesadillas. I eat a shit ton of them, walk back, and that would be my only meal all day. And then I couldn't go see my family because I couldn't afford gas. Right. I had a Tahoe that was paid off. So it was like, I can't get rid of a car. I can't get a new car, and I can't afford the gas to go see my family. So I was starving and just scared and stuck, but I was able to do a little bit better work there in that environment. Yes. And I was happy with them. Everybody treated me well, and everybody was super cool. And And they ended up feeding me for a while once they found out I was not eating. So that was a special moment that I had there, man. It was
Sometimes my experience is like the shop will take care of you.
They will.
You know?
Yeah, I was very fortunate, man, to be in that environment. I had
if you take care of the shop.
Yeah,
right? If you're a dickhead, no. It's gonna
yeah, exactly.
Maybe you might.
They thought I was the dickhead, and so they would all eat lunch at the same time together, and I would be like drawing, minding my own business, like just turn my back to them. I don't want to see this food or smell this food, you know. And so one of the guys there came up to me and he said, "I gotta ask you a question." He's like, "Do you not like us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I like y'all." He's like, "Are you racist?" I'm like, "No, I'm not fucking racist,
You're like,
man."
"Yeah, I'm racist."
He's like, so why don't you want to eat lunch with us? I don't understand. Like every day we ask you, every day we invite you, you never want to eat lunch with us.
Can't fucking afford it, man.
Oh, and I was like, I usually will lie. Like my pride, I can't tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was put in the spot, and I was like, I need to just tell him. And I was like, man, I can't afford food. I just go home and eat. It's all good. And dude, he got like teary-eyed, and like this guy was super scary, man. He like just a scary tattooed person, and to see him like get like that and say like put his hand on my shoulder, he's like, "We got you. Don't worry." And from that point on, man, they would just buy me lunch every day. Yeah. Every day they let me eat with them. It was cool. I felt taken care of, and I felt a little better, you know. And it probably took a year.
It's tough
for me to turn
around.
around.
Like people can't help you if they don't know where you're at.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's so hard.
It's so hard.
Let them know where
and so that was the problem with my parents, for example, that they see like their son move away and they're like sad about it, but they're like, "Oh, he's killing it out there," and I'm like too afraid to call him and say like, I haven't ate. I need money. And so I would turn to other people who I was like, I mean, this is gonna suck too, but
not as much.
Not as much. And so that's how it went, man. The first year in Dallas, it was really rough, man.
Right.
Have you been to? You've been to Dallas?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with like the downtown area and?
A little bit. I've only been there like a couple days here and there.
Okay. There's an area called Deep Ellum.
Okay.
By Dallas, and I think it turned to shit. At the time, it was like the cool place to be.
Okay,
it was awesome, like artistic, like a lot of tattoo shops there. That's where Oliver's shop is. Okay. Oliver Peck.
Yeah.
And so that's where his shop is. And so the shop I was with opened the studio there. So I moved to a better apartment. I moved to a new studio. And that's when it was like.
Okay, so you moved to Dallas. You're at the OG shop.
Yeah.
A year in, they moved their shop to a better location. And that's like when things changed for you?
But it might have been the location, but it also might have been like the hard work I put in for a whole year. Right. Started.
Were there more
probably
walk-ins?
A combination.
Yeah.
Okay. Were there more walk-ins?
There was more walk-ins there for sure.
But now you had some like repeat clientele.
Yeah. But now it was like, oh, there's this guy in Dallas that's doing good black and gray.
Cool.
And yeah, man, I was just, not charging that much, just trying to do like big work. And it didn't take long, man, at all.
Sometimes though, that period of time where things suck really like set the tone for your career.
They do. Yeah, I'll put myself back in that place many times, man. I mean, I'm guilty of getting what's the word I'm looking for? Like too comfortable. I'm guilty of complacent. I'm guilty of taking things for granted. Yeah. And it happens, and then I have to like check myself and be like, dude, just remember what you had to do to get here.
How do you check yourself? Because obviously, I think that happens to everyone, and I think it's important to like. Yeah,
just inner conversation, just telling yourself like, don't be an asshole. Don't be that guy. Yeah. Like you're not. That's not what you are, and you need to be. I'll be honest, man. I've created a life that I'm very comfortable with and happy with my family. Yeah. I have 3 kids, and I'm married, and so the life that I've created is enough for me to sit back and like look around. Look at where I live, look at, what I've accomplished. And that alone is like, dude, this wasn't just handed to you. Like, you worked so hard for this, and you don't want to lose this, so I have to just kind of like have this conversation with myself to like show up for work, like be kind to everybody, continue to teach, so I don't know, just try not to feel like ungrateful,
How do you check yourself? Or keep yourself in check?
I go through these moments at usually like late at night of like just deep introspection. It's always late at night. Yeah, it's always,
it's never first thing in the morning.
No, it's always at night when the demons crawl up into your head and start talking to you. But I've always been very family oriented and stuff like that. And I just try to remember that everything I'm doing is for them. You know what I mean? But I also, I'm very aware of like, how I'm behaving or how I'm like conducting myself and stuff like that. And I always try to like, stay humble and like not get a big head or anything like that. And, I try to remember that, every day is an opportunity. Every client is, valuable. Like the fact that we even get clients to come in and let us do what we do is a gift. You know what I mean? So I try to like keep that in the front of my mind and stuff like that. And, naturally I go over every conversation I've had throughout the day and like, did I sound like a dick then? Or, did I say the wrong thing? Or did I do the right thing? Am I pissing this person off? Or, but at the end of the day, man, I just try to, be a good person and do my work to the best of my ability and, just try to live life drama-free as much as possible.
I think it's self-awareness, like of what you're doing, what you're saying, how you're handling things, or what you're not doing or you're not saying, or what you're not handling, which has been something that I've recently had to deal with my studio, and so it's like even my studio could be in peril, if I don't like do those things and take those steps. And but I have a good solid foundation because of everything that I've experienced. So it's easier for me to be like, all right, dude, get back on track. Yeah. Whereas like if you don't build that foundation up from the beginning, you'll have trouble, sustaining a business, relationships, your own work, your own routine. So
you got to be careful, like with ego and all that. Like for me, I just try to keep myself surrounded by people that are close enough that I know will be honest with me, especially like people that have known me since I was like a kid. Some of them, like Chris has known me since I was 14. Or the guys here every day, because they'll see it before I will. And sometimes I'm not ready to see it. You're like, oh, fuck.
It hurts to hear it
but
sometimes.
Dude, most of the time. And in like tattooing, it's so easy to feel like a one-person sport. Like wrestling, tennis, and to be like, I did that, or like everything's on me, or even like I failed, and take all that on. And now with like the crazy exposure, the rapid growth of the industry, the money that's being injected into it, like people are kind of being made out to be rock stars. And with that comes ego. Right. So I think it's something that like in our industry and a lot of other industries, like, maybe it's something we have to be careful about. Like, I know for me, it was, a few years back, I started having the opportunity to, like, meet some of my heroes in the industry. And some of them fucking sucked, like, as people. And I was like, oh, my God. Like, not even if I ever get to that level, but more just like, wow, I never want to, like, become that. Like, it scared the shit out of me, honestly. And I was like, whoa, how do I not get that, and figure that out like with others. But I feel like you see it happen all the time.
Like the way that I felt in moments like that where, dude, it was enough for me to like cry, dude. Like I was like so hurt and so offended that somebody I looked up to would treat me like that when I had never met him. I was just shocked. And so it was a matter of, I never want to make anybody feel that way. I don't care how you tattoo or who you know or who you're sponsored by. Like, I never want to make anybody feel that way, But, a lot of them are like that. It sucks.
What can you do, though? Be like, cool, I don't want to be that. So you got to the new shop. And things started to...
So, man, it took off, to be honest. I did. I was doing pretty solid black and gray.
What are you, 4 years into tattooing?
About 4. And so I would say right at the 4-year mark was when I was like, okay, I think this is that next level. And I knew that maybe not by the quality of your work, because it's hard to like look at at least for me, I don't look at my work and say like, oh yeah, I'm the fucking best, look at my work. It was more so about like the amount of emails that were coming in. What I could charge that I was
it's
like,
more like, cool, I didn't
oh,
fuck it up.
I can, yeah. Or like, oh, I can get away with charging this much, which at
Yeah.
the time was like not a lot, but
Right.
it was substantial, you know? And so
Especially
I started,
when you're ripping $80 7-hour
bro.
pieces or whatever.
yeah, man. So it was like just a lot of work, but it was paying off.
Yeah.
And so I started seeing like that it was, I could take that and then turn it into something else, which was maybe I can charge hourly now instead of by piece.
Yeah.
I can structure my appointments like this, you know, and then I started doing my own thing within that studio.
Did you feel like an equal at the shop yet?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that from the very beginning was like you were part of this family.
Cool.
Like it was right away, man. I had a good experience when it came
Nice.
to that, and it was actually the other way around where I was like probably one of the only people there that had a specialty, and so like they're looking at this and looking that I'm like only doing black and gray and I have like set appointments. So it was like a good thing for people around me too. And then the way that the shop was operated and the way they treated me was good for me, you know. And so I stayed in contact with my wife through the years that I was in Dallas. We weren't dating. She was just back home, like sending me money. That didn't last very long, by the way. I paid that back tenfold. But I knew that she had like a job that she didn't enjoy, and I was double booking myself. I sucked at emails. Like I was just not good in that sense of the business. And so I asked her if she would help. And I remember it was like a week.
She's like, first you're taking my money, now you want me to work for free?
Yeah, I don't even know how much I paid her. It was like not very much. But she started handling my emails, and I'll never forget that feeling of her telling me, you're booked out for 2 months. Yeah. Like that to me, dude, it was like, oh my God, it was a gift. It was just the craziest thing to hear that. And how did that even happen? And so she was like, the work was there. You just weren't doing this right. And so
I was just an idiot.
I was just an idiot, dude. And so I was booked out, and then that turned into me realizing I can do this anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I had a daughter at 26. I was partying a lot, just out there in the world. And then I had a daughter that I found out about 9 months into the pregnancy. So she was about to be born. Okay. And 2 days later, or 2 days before she was born, I found out about her. And
wait, this was in Dallas?
I was in Dallas.
Okay. You weren't with your wife?
No. I was I was just in Dallas, just working, doing my thing, partying, like just me, myself, and I. And so I find out that I'm having a daughter in like 2 or 3 days.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that just, I was up here, and that just shot me straight the fuck down to where I've been before.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
What am I gonna do?
It was the worst.
So you just get a random call?
It was a Facebook message.
Okay, even better.
Blocked it, deleted it, and I'm like, oh, that was easy.
Yeah.
And then I get another one, and I'm like, block, delete. And they just kept coming.
To deal with that.
No, man, I was very immature. I was just not. No,
a lot.
I was not there was the person I am now and the person I was then. There's like very, very few things that stuck through, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was just an asshole, man. And I was like, nope, this is not happening. And it was happening, man. And it was a dark period, man. I was just going crazy in Dallas, like partying even more because I was like not trying to like deal with this, you know. And I just got to the point, man, 2 months of me, you know, drinking a lot, doing drugs, and just staying up all night at the tattoo studio the whole day because I needed to be around people. Yeah. So I would be at the studio all day, and then at night I would drag my buddy Alex. I like honestly, like I will say it live, like I owe my life to Alex. Yeah. For the most part because of what happened with him, but I would drag him to the bar, and we'd get fucked up, and then I would drag him to my house. He's like tired, sleepy, like, bro, please let me go. And I would like let's play video games, let's do this. Yeah. And then 5 a.m. would come around, I'd sleep a little bit, and then at 6 we'd go get donuts. And I'm like, all right, go shower, bro, I'll see you in a little bit. He'd go home and shower, come back to the studio. I did that for 2 months. Yeah. And then I had we had a pretty intense moment at a bar where
you and Alex?
Yeah, where he finally told me what a fucking piece of shit I was and what an asshole I was. And
He had 2 months to think about that.
He had 2 months of like, I'm gonna let you have it, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know what a piece of shit you are. And so he did. And I was holding so much in that I just like broke into tears at like this bar, like just embarrassed. Like I couldn't control it. I was I was in shock. I knew I was in shock because I was like shaking, and it finally hit me. I had to like come to terms with what was happening in my life.
Right.
And when it all got the worst, I felt like a pop in my head. It was just so much emotions that I was feeling. Like I heard and physically felt like this like mini explosion in my head. And I got like really numb, like my whole body was numb. And then I just stopped crying. I was like very like calm. And I've only felt like that twice in my life, that moment. And then I almost died one day, like I almost drowned. And that near-death experience, those 2 moments are the only moments I ever felt like this peace and calmness in me. And I was like, well, that was fucking weird. Yeah. And I was awkward, like embarrassed with him. And then I was like, hey, bro, I think you can go home. So he went home. Right. I went to my apartment, and I felt weird. I didn't feel like I had been for 2 months. And I laid in bed, and I'm like, holy shit, I think I could sleep. I'm going to try. And I slept 18 hours. Yeah. I slept 18 hours, and when I woke up, I called my daughter's mom, who had heard and seen the absolute worst a human can show, which for me. Yeah. And I pretty much had told him, like, I don't want anything to do with y'all, basically. But just imagine in what words I said that. Right, it was horrible. Yeah, okay. And so I called her. That was my first instinct when I woke up, too. I woke up, I looked at how long I slept, and then my second thought was, call her. I called her, apologized, called my lawyer that I was using to do away with that, and told him I changed my mind. I want anything I need to do to take care of my daughter and this person, do it. I don't care what it is. And yeah, man, it was overnight like that. And then, life got better. It started progressing, and I came to terms. I met my daughter 2.5 months after she had been born. I met her for the first time. And so then I commuted back and forth. That 3-hour drive, I would do it once a week to see my daughter for 2 days. And then I go back to Dallas to tattoo. And I did that for a year until I just couldn't do it anymore. And so my wife had been doing my emails, and I asked her, I said, hey, I'm charging hourly now. I'm like booked out. I was like, email a month worth of people and tell them I'm moving. Don't ask questions. Just say, he's moving. Do you want to keep your appointment? Mm-hmm. And it was 2.5 hours, so it's not bad. But when you haven't broken through that barrier of like tattooing, traveling clients, it's hard. You can be regional for a long time before you burst past that. And so I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. All my clients were from Dallas. And we emailed everyone for a whole month, and one person canceled. Okay. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah. I was like, do another month. Right. She did a second month.
Do it again.
Do it again. And then one person canceled. Yeah. And that's that right then and there. I was like, I'm moving back home. And I moved back home, and then my career just continued to grow, even though I was in this environment where I didn't think it could at the beginning. Right. And now the industry there is great, and I have my studio there, and I want to provide like that same opportunity to people.
How long after did you open your studio?
It was a while. I just opened it 3 years ago. So I did the private thing for 5 years.
When you moved back, it was private?
Yeah, so I moved in with one of the guys that I worked with that second year in Texarkana. Yeah. We were good friends. He
got better and stuff?
He was always like a good artist, and he had a little art gallery that was not a walk-in studio. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, I can rent a room from him. And so that's what I did, man. And I did that for 5 years until I realized it just wasn't for me. Yeah. I need
your own space.
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah. Well, that not only my own space and do it my way, but I needed artists around me. Yeah, right. I needed just a different shop environment. I do enjoy that very much. Me too. Yeah, a lot of people think they want to go private till they do, and it's like,
like I'm lonely.
Dude, where's the motivation? Where's the friendships? Like I was missing so many things, and I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore.
Did you start traveling or doing conventions at all during this time?
Yeah, man. Yeah, the first experience of that I ever had was when I was still in Texarkana, and me and the girl that helped me set up that first tattoo, we went to Chicago to the Worldwide Tattoo Conference, I think it was called.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still a thing. And it was 5 presenters. It was like Bob Tyrell, Alex DePassi, not sure, Italian guy. Nick Baxter, like some like really good artists.
Yeah.
And that was my first experience doing that. And I was drunk the whole weekend, and I didn't have any notes. I didn't learn shit. I spent $600 at Zoomies, and I was drunk the whole time. Like, I didn't do shit, dude. I came back and I was like, "What just happened?" I didn't learn a single thing.
Like, tattoo conventions are fucking awesome.
That was sick.
Yeah.
So it was like too early
Yeah.
in my career. And then when I moved to Dallas, I did my first convention in San Antonio, and then I just started doing them here and there, traveling, and
Did that turn into traveling a lot?
Yeah, I traveled a lot, mainly for tattoo conventions.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't done a lot of guest spots. The only guest spots I've done have been in Dallas with my friends, like Deanna, or in Denton at Dark Age, or like little places like that, like that I just grew up getting tattooed at.
Right.
And I was like, hey, let me come tattoo. So it was mainly for conventions.
Cool.
Yeah, I haven't traveled like abroad or anything yet. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I want to go other places now, but yeah, man. So
When you transitioned to open your own shop, I mean, tell me about that. I'm sure that was quite an experience.
Yeah, and I love listening to you guys talk about that, where every artist is like there for themselves, and we never think about the owner.
Yeah.
And not that I'm the owner, and I have artists who are very hungry, and they have their own agenda and their own plans and their own journey,
Right.
which I try to nurture that, and I'm like, go for it. But it's also like, man, I'm trying to run a business here, and it's not always fun. So like you have these thoughts of like, do I want to do this, or do I want to just do my own thing?
Right.
And it's kind of hard to get caught in the middle of that, because you don't need to be in the middle of that. You need to be, if you own a business, you need to be hands-on.
Yeah.
And I kind of lost my way a little bit with that. It was hard for me, but it's different, man. It was definitely it's definitely been a learning experience for me.
So we do have a question from
Yeah.
Director Echoes. I'm opening my first my first shop in Marshall, Texas. I've been tattooing for 13 years. Do you have any tips?
For opening the studio?
Yeah.
So I think my biggest thing that's been important is that I don't want to rely on the studio to feed me, to feed my family, to carry me. I feel like the minute that you like put all of that on a studio and feel like if you, without the studio, like you can't pay your bills, I feel like you can start kind of mishandling it. You start hiring whoever, you start letting things slide that maybe you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like you start like not, your relationship with your artist and your studio is going to be way different than like my position, where I'm like, I like having the studio. I like having my artists, my little brother's the manager there. I like paying him to do this.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have any of this, I still got me. Like I can still tattoo. I can still do my thing. And many times I've thought, what would I do if I relied solely on this studio for this? So I would just say, like, I don't know, man. Like, just make sure that your career is at the point where you're ready to take on other people's lives and personalities and fuck ups. And it's not always going to be great, just as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and taking care of your own business,
Yeah, I think like smaller margins help alleviate like pressure.
Yeah.
Even though that wasn't my experience.
Yeah.
I opened a 20-person shop
Holy shit.
off
man.
the rip. And it crashed and burned on my face.
Oh my God.
But I think like, cool, you have no fucking idea what you're doing, and that's fine. Like for real. I think it's totally fine. I think like for me, like I had a dream, try to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
And like things change sometimes, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
I think
I was a control freak too.
Yeah.
I wanted everything like the way I wanted it, and it's hard with us. You're working with other artists who are very creative, they want to, their personality, they want to put it on a shelf for everybody to see, and it's hard when you're wanting like shit your own way. So you have to also be very open-minded to that.
Yeah, I think be patient, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna have everything day one.
Yeah.
Start with the essentials. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, reach out and ask other owners like what they're doing. And you might hate it, but at least like, oh, I'm glad I didn't try that.
Yeah.
So.
And like, don't forget that it's yours. Like all the, extra hours, the blood, the sweat, like it's yours.
Yeah.
Like it means something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think to the best of your ability, try to understand that like you're not an artist anymore. You're a shop owner, and those are different things.
It is very different things, man.
And there's some benefits, and there's some things to be sad about. Like maybe you're not as one of the boys or girls anymore.
Right.
But I think you can find like a middle ground.
Yeah.
But it is different.
It is. Yeah. Like the few times that they've seen me, like, having a drink or something, they're like, "Oh, you're so cool. You're so fun. Where is this Quin?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not that with you. I'll be, I'm serious for the most part. I try to be serious. I try to be professional. Like take what I do very seriously, and the way I treat my clients that are coming in and clients that are coming to the studio, I want to be like on point with that, when it comes to that. So I can't just be the goofy person all the time. Like,
yeah. And you talked about it like in the beginning, you printed out other people's tattoos. Like you tried on a few hats or outfits before like you chose your own.
Yeah.
I think that's good with a shop. Like I just started traveling and like seeing other people's shops.
Yeah.
And I brought little pieces of it back with me.
Yes.
And just see what other people are doing.
Very true. It's
even
the
if
same
you're not
concept.
traveling, just asking.
Yeah.
You know, even like when we like built this shop, like you and I talked about different things we liked about other shops, and like it can be like a project together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and your friends are gonna be pretty open to helping you. So I've had good friends, especially because they're in Dallas and I'm over here. I'm not like competition, so like they'll help, man. They've carried me this whole way through, man. It's been awesome. Yeah. So yeah, man.
Got another question. This one sounds a little more personal. This is from
my crazy stories I'm telling. That's what I get.
From your sister.
Another baby mama.
This is from Justin Bircher.
Kid,
She's 13 years old.
oh my god.
Justin Bircher. I'm not sure if.
He's an artist at my studio.
Cool. He said, "Ask Quin about the story of the first tattoo he did that went viral."
Oh, what's up with that?
The first tattoo I did that went viral, man, I don't know if it's like the Trump tattoo I just did a while ago, but is that, I don't know.
Let's start from what you think.
Those always
I don't know. I mean, like my first true viral tattoo, I keep brainstorming, but I just did it.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people are doing it, but I was like, I posted on my story. I'm going to just make it a joke in case nobody wants it. I don't feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
But then 100 people wanted it.
Okay.
And so I just did it. Got a cool video out of it.
Was it Trump tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From when he first got shot in the ear. What?
No. He was, I think, posing.
I'm redoing the pose.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you do the big ear thing?
Yeah. And that was my first exposure to like, it gets out of your own like circle of followers and stuff.
Start
and
getting
it was insane.
I hear the shittier versions of that tattoo end up going viral, and the good ones are not.
Okay. So you said a couple things. You said my first actual viral tattoo. Was there a not actual viral?
Yeah.
tattoo?
So I think so like this story is like super cool, man. I this story was like, it's one of my favorite like personal things that I've experienced with a person, another human being. And so it was in Dallas. I was still doing walk-ins. This was at the first studio in Dallas. So I mean, every walk-in that came in that wanted black and gray, I was like, thank you, God. You know? And so this guy came in with like an army jacket.
Yeah.
And he was like carrying it, like his jacket, and he said that he wanted the patch that was on the side. It's like a big square in the pocket, and the flag and the name. And so he wanted it on his arm, and he wanted it to look like he was wearing it. And so, I mean, price to me was like the last thing I cared about. I was like, holy shit, like, let's do this. What are you happy with paying? And I can do this for you. So, yeah, he put the jacket on, took a picture, printed it out to be like close to size. Yeah. And then whatever stencil, whatever it did, and just was out of the arm. And so I did that tattoo. I finished it. I mean, he was so excited about it. I got a really good video, and I posted it on Facebook. And at the time, a viral video is very different than what a viral video is now, you know? And so, dude, I woke up to like a couple people shared it, and it was thanks to them that it went viral. So it was like 10 million on one page and 20 million on another one. Wow. Yeah. It was nuts, dude. It was so crazy. And like, I mean, I'm like, oh my God. And I don't know who this guy is. I didn't get his name. He's just out in the world now. And so I got to like ride this wave of like my first like viral tattoo, you know, and it was awesome. It was all over the world. Like all kinds of like military forces were sharing it all over the world. It was insane. It was a cool tattoo, man. It was like full half sleeve, all the camo. I did the Velcro where the flag goes. I mean, everything. I spent a lot of time on it. And fast forward to the new studio. I was tattooing, and I would always have 2 clients a day, and then there were people who come in for consultations. So I was like always busy going to the front. So they're like, hey, somebody's here to see you. I'm like, oh God, I just tell them, give me 30 minutes. I mean, I can't stop, you know? So I like make this guy wait, and I finally go to the front, and I see it's him, and I'm like, holy shit, man, what's going on? And he was like very serious, and he like just said, do you have time for a drink or something? And I'm like, yeah, I'm almost done with my session. You know, it's kind of weird, but I was drinking a lot back then. So I'm like, a free drink, hell yeah. And so like I finished my session, and I went up to him, and there was a bar literally across the street. It was great. And so I'm like, let's go, man. So we went to the bar, got a drink, sat together at the bar, and it was a very short moment that this all happened in, but he just kind of opened up to me, and he started telling me about when he first left. You know, when I first left the studio with the tattoo, I had planned to take my own life that night. Yeah. And something told me not to do it. I go to work the next day, and there's like he worked like at an army base or something, and there was like a bunch of like his buddies like swarming around a phone. And he was like, oh, what are they watching? So he went over there, and they were watching the video of his tattoo. And so he tells them it's his, and they're like, oh, my God. So they think, like, he's the coolest motherfucker ever. Like, he felt maybe seen in that moment. Yeah. And so he said, you know, that kind of helped me to just feel like maybe there was, like, a little bit of hope. And, like, this tattoo gave me confidence that I've never had. It gave me something that I just didn't, like, self-esteem and, like, being sure of myself and, like, love myself. You know, I've never felt that. And this tattoo did it for me. He's like, I'm, like, going out, and, like, girls are, like, commenting on it, and they're talking to me, and I'm dating. And he's like, so it was hard to track you down because the studio was closed. Yeah. He's like, I'll be honest, I couldn't remember your name. And
just look at the post.
Yeah, I know, right? Just kidding. Yeah, I was like, he was so hard tracking you down, like, where you were. He's like, and I wanted to not only buy you a drink, but to tell you thank you for saving my life. Bro, that shit, it's my favorite story. And he left. Dude, I'm a hugger, and I'm like, when I have a lot of these moments with people, it happens very often in my life. And so I've gotten to the point where when I know it's happening, I want that contact to be like as intimate as possible. So I'm like, can I give you a hug? And so I'm like, I got up in the bar. I'm like, dude, can I give you a hug? I hugged him, and I said, thank you. He said, thank you. And then he left, and I never spoke to him again. Wow. Yeah, it was insane, dude.
Amazing.
Yeah. It was really, really cool. Like how powerful a tattoo can be, you know. Right. To me, at the time, it wasn't even like about the money. I really just wanted to do a cool tattoo to be able to further my career. Yeah. You know, and it ended up being like a big deal for this guy.
This stuff usually happens outside of money.
Yeah. Always. You know? Yeah, always.
And it's so easy for us to take it for granted. We do it every day. Yeah. It's just another day.
You know? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's easy to, like, feel like that, and you start showing late to your appointments. And, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, man, I really do think of, like, all of those things and at night, like he was saying, or in the car, and I'm like, be better, you know, like, you got to stay on this path. And so it was really cool to see that, man. Yeah.
What happened with the Trump tattoo?
Yeah, it's just
because they said this.
A lot of people liked it. A lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know. Man.
Some say probably, quite frankly, the best tattoo ever done
in the universe. In the universe.
Oh, it was insane. And so I try to give my client. He's probably gonna watch this, but I try to give him an out. Like like, not are you sure, but like indirectly saying, are you sure? Because I was
Right.
like, oh God, this guy really wants this.
Right.
And I really wanted to do it. I mean, it was like,
Sure,
I already
yeah.
feel about it was monumental.
Yeah.
The picture was sick as fuck. I'm like, wow,
It's a good pick.
this is crazy that this, you know what I'm
Pretty
saying?
iconic.
It's a big moment. So I'm like, I
Right.
want to do this.
Right.
Like, I'm like, I want to make this happen on skin.
Yeah.
And so he said yes. And so me and my brother's also my videographer. Like my brother has like, he wears all the hats in my studio. And so he made a really cool video and he sent it to me and I'm like, oh God. I'm like, hey, I think maybe I just won't post this. I'm like, I'm just going to send it to my client. And my brother's like, what the fuck? Everybody else too is like, dude, post it. And I'm like, I'm not looking for that ever. When it happens, it's cool, but I'm not. I wish I was. I feel like I'd be further along, but I'm not looking for that. And so I'm like having a lot of trouble with this video. And so I messaged my client and I told him, hey man, I have the video. It's really cool. I just want to let you know though, like if I post this, there's going to be some crazy shit being said about you and your tattoo.
And your family.
And your family and your dog. And like,
There are a lot of
everything you
comments on
believe in.
here.
And so I told him, if you don't want me to post it, it's fine.
Right.
Like, I care more about my clients than I care about anything else.
Right.
So I told him that, and he said, I don't give a fuck, post it. I'm like, all right, man.
Wouldn't have gotten that.
Why do you
tattoo.
think I'm getting it?
So
You almost
so-
got 1,300 comments, man.
Yeah, and so people were, it got insane. I stopped reading. I don't read them. I didn't care. But the few that my dad, he would read them out loud to me. And I'm like, Dad, stop. I don't want to know what they're saying.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he got insane. And that lasted like a week and a half.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, man. It
People
was
fighting in the
weird.
comments and shit.
Literally, the first comment says, "No one can convince me this isn't a cult."
Right? There was some fucked up. I don't delete them. Why? But there was a couple that I'm like, dude, no. What the fuck? You know, like just talking some crazy shit, man. Yeah. And so, yeah, that was like, I guess, my first true in this era. But back then, when that happened with that guy, it was cool. It was crazy. Yeah, man.
This is embarrassing. What the fuck?
A lot of embarrassed people on there, for sure.
I mean, I don't know. I totally can relate to the feelings, but I think it's awesome.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. So, like
viral posts, people getting upset, like all that. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
okay, and so, like, you know, I was just at the symposium.
Yeah.
And this is all happening, like, kind of not at the same time, but, like, I was still fresh with, like, what I heard at the symposium.
Yeah.
And then I have this video.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
hadn't met you yet, but I'm, like, aware of, like, what you do. And I remember you saying that on there.
At
I'm
the
like,
symposium?
Yeah. And I'm like,
I kind of forget what I said.
I blacked out.
Post this video. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. Whatever.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
man. So I posted that shit. And then I just didn't read the comments.
Yeah, don't read
Don't.
the comments.
I replied to a few, but more like.
You ready?
Like,
I'm gonna say them all out loud right now.
Do you got any
Can we
good
get them
ones?
up on the screen?
Dude, I literally doing like 2 flicks. It says, "We're failing as a country. This is unfortunate."
A country?
A country. Sick tattoo, shitty person.
No, so there was this one. I replied to like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And there was this one lady. I don't know what she said, but it was just like
Out of bounds.
aggressive, you know, like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
too much. And it was like, bro, it was late. It was
Right,
like
she had her slippers on.
12:30 at night or 1 in the morning, and I just
Yeah.
happened to read it. And I mean, I'll never engage in any kind of bullshit. I won't offend anybody, but I was like, lady, go to sleep. And then the next morning she commented back. She said, okay. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Sometimes they feel like they're in a crowd and they shout out and you're like, fuck you. And they're like, I'm sorry.
I just said, lady, go to sleep. What the fuck?
I feel sick to my stomach. You couldn't pay me to get this shit.
Yo, but like, and I might have said it before, like at the symposium, but like the best thing you can do is create sides, right? And what better way to create
Oh my
sides than
God.
post someone,
Trump
one of the
tattoo.
candidates, dude.
Hell yeah.
Instant.
Bro, yeah. And like we've been talking about this whole like month that, you know, everyone should notice less engagement and less views and all that stuff in their social media right now because of the election. Like
Okay.
it is just going to completely dominate the social
I see.
platforms right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like I'm sorry, I don't care who you are.
Whoa.
You're not as interesting as Trump, bro,
Right.
and the mess that's there. So that's where all the eyes are.
Right.
You know, so, you know, you just bear with it. Everyone's like, what's going on? Did Instagram change? It's like, no, bro.
Yeah.
It's like there's just
Yeah.
something more interesting than
do a Trump
going
tattoo.
on right now.
Right.
Right. So then that's like the thing. It's like, okay, if this is the trend, you
Yeah.
know, if you pay attention to the trends and this is the trend, which is a very obvious one, and you want engagement, if you want to play the game, make something political. That's just
Yeah.
like a simple.
Yeah.
It's not hard to like figure out, you know, but maybe
Yeah, it worked out for me.
consciously or unconsciously, like you
Yeah.
fucking nailed it. you
Yeah,
know?
I just thought it was a fucking awesome picture.
Right.
Yeah,
And I was like,
if you're
"Oh,
looking
that
at it
looks fun."
from the perspective of a portrait artist, like
Yeah.
what better fucking character could you do?
Yeah.
Like you can't make that shit up. You know what I
Bro.
mean?
And
Like if
yeah.
you're doing a color portrait, especially, the palette on that, insane, bro. You know?
bro, and it's like I think someone that does it the best is Moscow.
Yeah.
He will just offer maybe even a free whatever tattoo,
Right.
for whatever's relevant, like the Amber Heard, whoever. I'm sure he's
Right.
done.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure he's
All
done
of
every
them, yeah.
president, and
He's
he
sick.
fucking launches it, or Joe Rogan, and like that was one of his like breakout points.
Right.
is
Joe
he
shared
did
it
the Joe
on the
Rogan,
podcast.
and Joe shared it.
Yeah.
You know, or like I was talking with like Ben Ochoa. His was the Harry Potter.
Right.
You know, like
That's
sometimes we
that leg
have.
sleeve, or was it a Norm's?
It was a long time ago.
I know what.
It was the-
I know what. I've
the
seen
upper
that
arm.
piece in person.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
upper arm, and
It's
like
nuts.
it just catches fire
Yeah,
for
it's
whatever
sick.
reason, and I think it is good every time.
Yeah.
People disagree with me, and some of the points they make sense.
Yeah.
But like, cool, like you capture an audience, you got some attention, like, but then it's like, what are you gonna do with it now?
Right.
You know, now
right,
that you have it.
Right. I love that he'll say like a different name of who he tattooed.
Humash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people are like correcting him.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great way to get comments, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
Like mislabels it on purpose.
Yeah, I was trying to be funny, and I like one of the first times I took a picture with him, I like posted, I was like, it was great to meet Putin, and he was like, please take that down.
Found
That's not funny.
Like, too much, bro.
yeah. I thought I was like, oh, I could joke like Moscow, you
Yeah.
know, and he was like, please take that down.
Bro.
In this climate,
this is the
That's a line we shall not cross.
yeah, but it's like it's tough, you know, and
Tattoos have always been that way, though. You know,
Yeah.
they've always made kind of statements and stuff like that. I mean, I've seen people with tattoos of Hitler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we know one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you know, any historical figure, whether you like them or not, you know what I mean? Like somebody's going to get it tattooed.
Right.
I mean, when I was first starting out, like, especially early on doing cover-ups and stuff like that, I was usually covering racist shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Fucking swastikas or SS symbols,
affiliations or
fucking
yeah.
whatever. You know, or gang-affiliated stuff or
Right.
whatever, like jailhouse shit. You know what I mean? So like, there's always going to be a place for the offensive in tattooing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's always been people who, I mean, Paul Booth made an entire, like when Paul Booth was like starting, like doing all that dark demonic stuff. I mean, he did the one of like the like, was it like a nun carving something into Jesus or something? Like some really blasphemous shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It sent people, I mean, and this was before social media. It was in magazines where people were like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean?
Who's this guy?
You know, he was doing like the Pope with like maggots crawling out of his face and things like that. So those like controversial images, I mean, in all of art, there's always going to be a place for that. You know what I mean? And like the reaction that it elicits is part of the experience, right? You know what I mean? People say that anything that triggers a response in you is art, you know, like that's debatable, but
Right. I get it.
but yeah, you know what I mean? Like those images are iconic. Like you can't deny it, whether you like the person or not, or agree with their stances politically or whatever. It's really nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? It's about that piece and, you know, the response it's going to get, you know? So
Yeah.
Sick photo. That's.
It's-
I saw it. I was like, I
I'm
gotta do
standing
it.
by it. It's a
I
sick
gotta do
photo.
it. I gotta do it.
That's cool though.
Yeah. But I don't. I mean, I'll do like I'm known for like landscapes and wildlife, and then I post this shit.
yeah, it's just out of the box, man.
And then more people wanted it, and I'm like, all right, one and done. I'm gonna go back to my pine trees.
Yeah.
Now you got to do a Bernie Sanders tattoo.
I was gonna say Biden.
Nobody ever gets like local politicians. Though.
Right?
I got the city council member on it.
The city manager.
Rudy Giuliani right here.
Oh, Nosferatu.
Oh man. Well, congrats on that.
Yeah,
Success right there.
it was
Finest
cool.
form.
It was cool. 14 years.
you made
I took.
tattooing great again.
What's the most controversial thing you've ever tattooed, Joe?
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, I tattoo comic book shit. You know what I mean? None of that is really
You don't vote for
controversial,
comics.
bro. Like, I haven't had anybody ask me to do anything like that.
Days young.
It's but,
Just a comic version of whatever.
Yeah, dude. Caitlyn Jenner is Thanos. Tranos.
yes.
How long were you sitting on that one?
Hit me up now.
What else you got in there? I know you have more.
I will do that today.
Yeah.
Cam will offer up his leg.
Right
Cam?
after this, Danny, you're getting in the chair.
I'm in.
Tranos.
Enjoy the top while you can, Quinn.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I'm gonna ride that way till it dies.
Oh, that's good. It's fun though. That feeling when I have a video that I probably shouldn't post right before you click it, I fucking love that feeling.
Oh, you do? I was,
Yeah.
When your asshole is puckering, it's
dude,
like,
bro.
yeah.
I was like, my sister. She was like, I don't know what I was saying, but I was like, kind of wigging out about it. I was like, should I do it? Should I not? This is gonna happen. Like, just out of control. And I don't know what she said, but I'm pretty sure she was like, quit being a fucking pussy. What is wrong with you? She's like, why are you acting like this right now?
She's like FaceTiming you, dude. She's like,
yeah.
you're like, all right, I guess I'm on.
And, yeah, she was no help. She was just like, quit being a pussy and post it.
Bro, because
But
you're
it was
taking a
just like,
gamble,
oh,
bro.
wow, dude.
You
It
are.
was.
You're taking a gamble.
It was.
Because I've gambled and lost, and the whole account gets banned and shut down.
Exactly.
But then sometimes you gamble and win.
Yeah.
You know, you get attention, and like it really like
Yeah.
it rolls into good attention. You're just magnifying something.
Yeah.
So you're getting all good, all bad.
Right.
It's just more.
Yeah.
You know. So
No,
I
I'm
think
1 for 1, so.
yeah, fuck,
Space
I would
them
keep
out.
doing it. Yeah. But it's fun. I mean, I brought up Ben. I was just talking to Ben. He was talking about his Harry Potter moment. That's what he calls it. Like when he posted his Harry Potter piece, he said he was going to the movies. And he posted, he went into the movie, he came back out. I think he said this on his episode. But and his Instagram wouldn't load. And he thought it was like broken because he just had so much. He didn't know it at the time. But he had so much like traffic going to it, you know? And then like he had to check through other people's phones and his followers were doubling and like you're just like, what the fuck's going on?
I've been hacked,
You know?
Dude.
And then like whether it's like your video here or like just it's out of your control.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that's fucking
It is cool.
It's weird. you
Yeah.
know?
No, I put my phone away and I'm like, wow, this is happening in this little
Yeah.
device. And I'm over here like.
Did the shop support it?
They were excited about it.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
like really, really pumped about it.
cool.
I was like, I hadn't seen many done yet, so I was like really quick on it.
Right.
And I booked it, I think, for a week, and then my sister's like, "Why? What are you doing? Do it Monday. Like, do it as soon as possible."
Yeah.
So then I think I booked him Tuesday, and I'm like, "Bro, just come Monday." And so I was like really fast, and so the fact that I was like on it so fast,
Yeah.
I think it was cool for them to see like me like.
blowing up.
Not capitalize on it, but like just like light bulb go off,
Yeah.
do this really quick, you know, and they were like, "Oh, that's super cool, post it," you know.
Right.
But yeah, they were like all about it. I thought it was crazy.
How's your family in Mexico feel about
Yeah,
it?
right. Look. I want to talk about my grandma in a very positive light, but I gotta say we're in like in a group chat like on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
and my dad sent it. I don't send them anything. I barely get on there. I don't think about it, but they're on there talking to themselves the whole day. So my dad sends a screenshot of the piece, and then my grandma's like, "Oh, Mel Gibson."
You're like, that's right.
Exactly.
Oh, I was dying. I didn't say anything. I was just dying.
Oh, that's
so
fire.
I don't know. They might have liked it. They love everything I do. It's cool. Yeah.
That's cool,
Yeah.
man.
It's been cool to have like like I've tattooed a lot of my family members now, which is insane. I'm telling you, man, where I come from is like,
Right.
no.
Not a thing, right?
I've tattooed my dad, my sister, my brother. I have cousins and uncles that have tattoos. So it's like, wow, what a switch, you know, in our family line. So, and my family that's in Mexico, they would never get tattooed, I don't think, because they live there and their experience is way different than what we got going here. But they support me and they love it. Yeah. It's. Have you been to like a country like that where it's like not a lot of yeah? Dude, like, the way people stare at you is insane.
Yeah.
The first time I went, I had long hair. Like, I had hair to my belt line.
Right.
It was long black hair, and, I mean, I'm not tattooed, like, in my neck and hands and stuff, but for what I have, wearing shorts and a T-shirt in Mexico, like, the way that people were staring at me, and even, like, they would, like, jump and then, like, go out of my way, like, go around me. And I'm like, Jesus, lady, I'm not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
If you wave at them, they stop.
Yeah.
Like, I was somewhere once and everyone was staring and I wasn't used to it. It was like my first experience. I was actually in Japan and everyone was fucking staring at me.
Dude, I heard
uncomfortable, bro.
Yeah.
Like Truman Show,
I've heard there's places in Japan where they'll make you cover them up.
Yeah. So then, but like they're holding, like when you look at them, they don't stop staring.
Right.
So I just started waving and then they would stop staring.
No way. Dang, dude.
Yeah, but I get it. Honestly, I was uncomfortable.
Jeez, I want to go there so
and
bad.
usually I'm not.
Oh, I was expecting to see Danny and his Brandon because I was going to go back to something that he asked about, like, what was the most controversial. And like I said, I haven't really had any like controversy on any of the pieces that I post. But I did have one incident, which I thought was kind of weird and funny because for some reason people take these things like seriously, like they take them personally or something, So I did a portrait of Xerxes from 300.
Yeah.
Like the actor
Okay.
as Xerxes, it was like the portrait of him with all the jewels and like everything like that, like from the movie.
Right.
And I posted, I was really proud of the tattoo. I thought it came out great. It was part of like this whole like 300 thing that I was doing. And I had somebody comment, that's not, the real Xerxes, and the real Xerxes was not this blah, 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 blah. And like, he was a great king and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, it's an actor in a movie. Yeah. I know it's not the real Xerxes. It's a actor portraying a character based off a comic book.
Right.
Like, not even like a historical, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I was like, all right, dude, like, calm the fuck down.
Yo,
He replied, okay.
Get like that with the
Really
characters.
get like that,
Even
yeah.
like the different mythology and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I've gotten chewed up.
Really? Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'll just go back to the Hitler portrait where I'm safe.
Yeah. Don't want to be inaccurate with my portrayal. Jesus Christ, bro. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, we do have to wrap it up.
All right, man.
This was a fun episode.
It was fun.
Thank
Yeah,
you
it
for
was,
sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, like some really like touching stories, some really fun stuff. It was just a blast. I could go on forever about it.
Yes.
But yeah, Quinn, thank you again
Thank
for
you,
joining
man.
us. Joe, always a fucking pleasure.
Absolutely.
To have you guys.
I gotta say real quick though, I have a seminar coming up at Eden with Deanna and Colton at their studio this weekend, and we have like
This weekend.
Sunday and Monday. So it's
Nice.
like a 2-day, full on like fake skin, do everything with you, like all the
like a
textures I
workshop.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 2 days. So there's still a couple of days, couple
Can
seats
people still
left.
get spots?
Yeah, there's a couple of seats left. And,
Are we
yeah,
flying to
Sunday and
Texas
Monday.
or what?
How do they get them?
Yeah, I think you can go to my Instagram. I have the link. Eden has the link on their Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like super easy to follow.
Anything else that the people need to know coming
No,
up?
no. My
Any conventions?
I'm doing Golden State. I actually haven't booked Golden State, so that's in Pasadena, California. I've seen you there before. I don't know if you're doing it.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing the Seven Seas in Virginia Beach, and that one may be booked, but it may not be. So if you're in Virginia or near, I'm
Awesome. So
traveling next month.
Seminar next weekend.
and then 2 shows next month.
2 shows next
Yeah.
While supplies last.
Last.
All right. Well,
Thank you so
awesome.
much, man, for having me. It's really awesome meeting you. Yeah, and you too, man.
Yeah,
It
thanks.
was fun.
You're awesome, bro.
Yeah, it was fun.
Join us next week on the Unemployable Podcast. Thank you, everyone.